Damn. You find yourself in some very interesting scenarios.
Yeah, I like to do things because I think sometimes it'll be fun or be a good story. I think that's a big motivator for why I do a lot of things.
I wish I had that freedom, man.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
What stops you?
I'm black.
Welcome back to Brad Kofman's Chop Shop. Tonight we have guest comedian Calvin Evans.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? How you been, man?
I'm good, man. This is cool.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really proud of the studio. Nick and Corey, a good new studio, set it up. They made it really cool and legit. It feels like somebody's living room.
It does.
It feels like somebody's high school living room you would get high in.
Like a basement. Like,
yeah, kind of, like a basement vibe.
It's a sexy basement.
Yeah, it's a sexy basement until like you hit 19 or 20, and then they're like, "Get the fuck out of your parents' house." It's no longer sexy.
You still hanging out down there? You still hanging out?
They keep trying to get rid of me, but you know what? They keep paying for the cable, so it's kind of on them. So one of the most things I'm impressed with you about recently, and I wanted to talk to you about is, so you've recently started, not even that recently, like during COVID, you started learning piano.
Yeah. And
you've incorporated it into your act in a way that I really love. Like you do like jokes with it and like almost like sing-alongs with the audience. Mm-hmm. Did you, and you've gotten really good, did you do any, like play piano before that? Is that your first like entry into any of that shit?
So no. So the short answer is no. The long answer is I've been trying to play the piano since I was in college.
Oh, it's been like a dream.
Yeah, so I went and bought a keyboard at a pawn shop.
Nice.
One summer, bought some books, and then I realized you can't learn sound from a book. As I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know if this is right or not, like, because there's no reference. And then YouTube came out, and I think I learned Rihanna Unfaithful, but I couldn't retain anything.
Okay, so you were more of a visual learner. You had to like see it in here, like, so YouTube really helped you.
Yeah, so YouTube, during the pandemic, I was in a bad relationship. And,
okay.
And I was like, you know what?
That'll get you doing some other shit.
Yeah, because the joke I got about playing video games,
yeah.
that was actual thing where it was like, I'm playing games so much. She's like, yo, just do anything but play. I don't want to walk past this room and you playing video games.
Yeah.
So I had a little keyboard and I was like, fuck it. So I went on YouTube and every day it was like, I want to learn a 3-chord progression song. And then I'm going to practice that all day. And then tomorrow I'm going to learn a new one. And then it was like an everyday thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then it just spiraled into, and now like you, I feel like it's much more than 3 chords. You play like,
oh yeah.
I don't even know what you call it on piano, but you do like runs and shit and like play the full song.
Yeah.
Like I heard you do, what's that one? Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that was, so by summer of 2020, I had started in May. So the dream was always like, man, can I just, it's not to me, nothing's real unless you do it in front of somebody.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
Yeah, so like if you can sing your ass off, but if you don't step in front of people and you just amazing in the shower, it's like that shit don't count. So
it's also a different skill because like I've been playing guitar for years and I used to have to I used to get really nervous playing in front of people, and you could fucking just be jamming at your house and sound amazing, and then you get out in front of people, then the nerves you have to like overcome the nerves a little bit, and it's like a whole different skill set.
Right. And I told my a friend of mine, Abe, man, I was telling him, I was like, man, I get nervous. And he was like, once you do stand up and people came there for stand up and you were good at that, anything beyond that is a bonus.
Yeah.
And especially like musically, a lot of people can't play instruments. So if you like okay, like halfway decent, people are like, oh shit. And once he said that, I let all of it go. It's just like, oh, just have fun.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic way to set yourself apart. Just even if you're like crushing comedy wise, it's just, you're right, it brings out a whole new side of the audience when you pull out an instrument.
Oh
right?
yeah.
They're just watching so many comics go up, or like 3 to however many depending on the show, and throw out that instrument. They're like, I didn't know we were coming here for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like you said, a different side of the audience. They did like they were a great crowd, and then they go up another level where it's like, oh shit, like.
And then when you're good, they're like, okay, now we're having a show.
Yeah, now they're part of the show. So
yeah, I like the way you incorporate it too, because I was always nervous to do it because, you know, you watch like comedy specials growing up and people will like pull out the guitar and play like a parody song, and I always hated that. I was like, this is so douchey. Like, so or they like play a real song and it's like they don't incorporate it at all, and it just feels like, okay, so if you wanted to be a musician, just go be a musician, you know? But I like the way you incorporate it where, like, it is embedded with jokes. It feels like you're showing off the talent, but it doesn't necessarily feel like you're just like, I also play piano, and I'd like everybody to know that.
Oh, yeah. No, because when I first, like that first year, like after COVID, it was a period of time where I would be playing the piano and nobody would sing. And I'm like, hey, I'm not a singer.
Yeah.
And I need y'all to participate with me. And then that's when I have to figure out, all right, how can I have bits where I can play the piano, talk, and make people laugh, and then ease back into like the music.
Nice. Do you think if it wasn't for this shitty relationship that you would have ever learned the piano? Or do you think that was the catalyst?
I feel like it was twofold. If I didn't have the time with COVID, and if I wasn't trying to be left the fuck alone, I would have never got on the piano. But I'm glad it happened, because now it's like I got a baby grand piano.
Do you really?
Yeah, I got
at your house.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I got a baby grand piano, and man, like to sit down and be able to.
Where do you? I mean, dumb question. Where do you even get that? Is there like a grand piano store? Did you go and like try them all out?
No. I went to Offer Up.
Oh really?
Offer Up, yeah. Some lady in the suburbs was moving out of her house, and she was like, it was like I just saw it listed for like $900, and I was like, hey, I'm buying a house like in like 2 months or like a month, and I was like, if you can hold it for me, I promise you I'll get it from you. And then she ended up selling it to me for less.
Oh my god!
And because she was like, you know,
she was kind of like, I want this thing out, and I don't know how to move it.
I don't want to move it to where it's going. So she gave me a discount on it, and man, it's amazing.
That's fantastic. So at home, it probably sounds fucking amazing on the baby grand. What is it? What is it? A Steinway?
It's a Story and Clark.
It's
a.
I don't know why I asked like I knew pianos. I just know
Steinway.
I know Steinway because of that movie,
yeah.
Moonlight. Whatever the one where he where Aragorn drove around that guy. Never mind. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I just see clips of it on TikTok. But I feel, you know what? I feel like I see so many clips of movies that I don't have to see the movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw, and it kind of pisses me off because I'm a person who doesn't even like to watch the trailer before the movie because I don't want to ruin all the good parts. Right. So TikTok, it's like it shows me this clip, and then I watch 10 of them. Like, this is good, and then I try and watch the movie. I'm like, I already saw all the good shit.
Yeah.
I don't care about the build-up. I don't care about the romance. Like, I saw the good shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I bought tickets to Gladiator 2 yesterday. And I showed up at the theater, and Gladiator 2 doesn't come out till next Thursday.
Oh shit!
So I was like, why won't this work?
so not only is it not Thursday,
yeah,
it's also not the day.
It's not even the day. It's like it comes out in 10 days, but I just looked up show times and it said 8 o'clock. I was like, this is perfect. Let's go. Yeah. Get there, no. And they were like, okay, you could just go to another movie. And they said you could go to Smile too, which was the worst fucking shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
It's a horror?
It's a horror movie.
I don't care for horror movies.
I don't like. Well, real life could be scary enough. Why do I need to be scared?
It is scary enough.
Yeah.
Why do I want synthetic fear? Like I stopped watching horror movies.
Synthetic fear. Yeah.
Yeah. I stopped watching horror movies like, man, 10 years ago.
Yeah, unless I don't know, girls always love horror movies. I don't know why. And I'm sitting there watching and I'm like, this is fucking terrifying, but I can't, I have to keep it inside.
No, so
I'm like, this is kind of boring.
this the cheat. So whenever you feel that suspense building, when they building your suspense, hold your breath.
Oh.
Because that's what happens is when you get scared, it takes your breath. Like it's
scary. Yeah.
So you can't take it. So when I see it, when it's doing that,
I
just hold my breath.
Nice. That's good.
And then when it happened, boom, then I can. Okay.
Then you exhale. Then you're good. Yeah, you get rid of it. Yeah, because they did all like the tacky shit for a horror movie where it was like it wasn't even that particularly scary, but she's going around a corner and it gets dead silent, and you know it's just gonna fucking bang and something's gonna pop out and I'm gonna fucking jump.
The camera pan.
Yeah. Hate that shit. All right, so cool. So I mean, I love that you play piano and do all that on stage, but like from a how long you been doing it, man?
Shit.
If you care to say, you could say I don't want to say.
I started, so this will be 14 years. 14 years doing stand up.
Okay.
Like I on purpose, like going after it.
On purpose.
First time I did because I started in college in 2006.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was my first time getting on stage, like kind of like trying it out, and then 4 years later coming back to Chicago and saying this is what I'm gonna do.
Nice. So 14 years, and you've been in Chicago, I think, almost the whole time.
Yeah, I left for LA for like
Yes, I do remember that.
A little bit over 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you ended up coming back? Mm-hmm. This was pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, I left October 2018, came back January 2021.
Okay. So what keeps you in Chicago? What makes you love Chicago so much? Besides owning a house here.
Now,
because that'll keep you
I
here.
ran into a friend of mine from LA, and we were like talking about like I came back to Chicago, and they were talking about how LA is kind of dead right now, just dead in general. And I was like, why be Spider-Man in LA when I could be Bruce Wayne in Chicago?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So going to LA, it was like going to LA. I feel like when you go to any other city, like you have to go somewhere like with purpose. Like I'm not here for no bullshit. And you got to hit that shit and like grind it out to get to where you want to be. Because I feel like a lot of times people move to a new city and they just kind of like get in a groove, and they just like now they're in the groove that they were in when they were in Chicago. Yeah, I got shows, I got that, but it's like, but what are you there for?
Yeah.
Who are you trying to get in front of? What's the thing you want to do?
Right.
And
There's no goals.
Yeah, and they get there and they get comfortable and they just like, oh yeah, I'm doing comedy in New York, or yeah, I'm doing comedy in LA, and to what end?
Yeah.
You know? So when I got to LA, man, people ask me about LA. I said it's 2 pages stuck together in my life. Just 2 pages.
There was no purpose.
Nothing.
Was it fun? Did you have fun?
You know what? I met some really cool people.
Yeah.
I think I stretched myself in terms of like I was like literally like
got out of your comfort zone.
Very out of my comfort zone. Like and living in poverty. Like I have no money. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent next. Like
where in LA were you?
I was in Hollywood.
Oh, you were in Hollywood.
Like I was just like right off Sunset and Vine.
Oh, you were like in Hollywood.
I was
what is
in
it?
Hollywood.
West Hollywood? West Hollywood right there, right?
I don't even know.
I don't know why I said it like I knew.
Sunset.
I had 2 directions. It's the North Hollywood and the West Hollywood.
But you know what? I'm not sure if it was north or west, but I just know like I can walk and see like the stars on the ground. Like that's how
you were over there by that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was in Hollywood. Yeah.
Damn. All right, cool. And then so you came back here, and now you're fucking killing it in Chicago, man.
And you know what? When I say like, I appreciate you saying I'm killing it, but I'm just like I'm a professional comedian in Chicago.
Yeah, you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA, you get to like, I've noticed that too. Whenever I go to LA, like I feel like I get to pretend at it because I'm not really like there all the time and working to that. Like, oh, you got like a spot at the Comedy Store. It's like a guest spot. Nobody gives a shit. No one's seeing you. You're not working there regularly. Yeah, you got to like really put in the time and do that shit. And like I've been going to New York a lot. I've been loving New York. I like the scene out there a lot.
Yeah,
it reminds me a lot of Chicago. And like if you get in at certain clubs, it feels like Chicago, but it's just so much bigger. You do 5-6 shows a night.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the beauty of like New York versus LA. Like New York, you can get good if you have like a good like solid base of as a comedian.
Totally.
You go to LA and you see, we've seen people go to LA. Jeffrey Curie, Jeffrey Asmus, like those guys go to LA.
No, didn't they go to New York?
I mean, New York. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, they go to New York and you see like, okay, now they hitting their stride. Even like Jeff.
Oh yeah, now they're regular. Now they fucking have massive followings on Instagram and TikTok, and they sell out theaters. They do theaters. Yeah. Jeff Arcuri just did the Beacon Theater in Boston.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Man, just off social media.
Yeah, I know. And all his Comedy Cellar clips just started taking off. But like kind of your point, you got to like go somewhere and do something and be a person. Gotta go fucking work the Comedy Cellar which is the hardest club to get into. Yeah. And fucking work it. But they're also fucking fantastic comics too.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Because like I look at that because I hate feeding the algorithm.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know what to do about it because people tell you have to, but then you feel like such a douche.
That's the thing. You just have to do it. So the way I started looking at it this year was like, if I was to get up and work a job that I didn't care about, but if I care about this job, I have to.
That's true. It can't be fun all the time. Because it is work.
And it's not even like that it's not fun. It's just like I'm basically promoting myself to people that don't know me. Yeah. And why should that be a problem? Yeah. So that's the mindset I took. Like, oh, I'm not a boastful person, but it's just like, fuck it, give people something to watch, give people something to share. I was talking to this guy this girl who opened for me in Seattle. Her boyfriend came, and he's a social media manager. And I was like, give me free advice real quick. Your girlfriend's the feature. Like, what could you tell me? And he was like, make content for people who don't follow you. And I was like, what's that mean? And he was just like, the people who follow you just follow you. Right. Make shit for the people who don't and get more. And I was like, oh, that's really smart. Because, like, I feel like, to your point, like, I'm just like, I just want to post, like,
good sets of mine, and then just have like a library of that. But yeah, like there's only a finite amount of people who want to see that.
And
if they do, they got to find you some other way.
And to the point of him saying that make content or make posts for people that don't follow you, it's like now it feels like I'm pandering to, I got to make clickbait content for people to be like, oh, he's talking about this thing, or you saying some wild shit for the first 2 seconds of the video, and then it cuts back to the start of the video.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
he also said do that, say some wild shit, and then cut into the video.
And that's just me
exactly
talking off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I to me that feels inauthentic.
Yeah, it does.
Where it's just like I've been doing comedy for so long. It's just like I know I'm funny, and I don't want to have to make fake shit for people to follow me to then hopefully like the regular, just like me. At a certain point, you start feeling like an OnlyFans girl trying to promote her content. You're like, what is this girl doing on the escalator? Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, shit.
She got me.
Yeah, she got me. She fucking got me.
I've been watching videos where it's like somebody just like some girl, she like this, and then there'd be like a second flash, and it's like she like naked.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, wait, what was that? And then now you watch the video.
You gotta watch it again.
Like, what the
you
fuck?
try and pause it. You're like, did I see that correctly? I always jump right to the comments because somebody they have like some sort of like generic comment where it's like OnlyFans detected, not respected or something. Like, because you watch it, you're like, what is this girl doing? And then you're like, oh, she's got a fucking OnlyFans. And OnlyFans is doing comedy now.
Yeah, I did an OnlyFans special.
You did the OnlyFans special?
I did the OnlyFans special, man.
So you have an OnlyFans. So you are in theory trying to promote your OnlyFans.
No. So what I did was I took the money. So I was on the first go. I was on the first go round, and I don't know if I can say this, but fuck it. They was like you have to have an OnlyFans page. You have to make a certain amount of posts. So I was like, all right, cool. So I did it, and then I did the show. They paid me, and then I was like, I'm not posting on this page, like no activity, because it's like nobody's gonna subscribe to watch me do comedy.
Well, so they paid you already.
Right, you pay me already, mainly, but also I can't sell content.
No, I mean, OnlyFans is not. I know they're trying to venture out, but it just seems like a weird business move to go from like porn to comedy.
Yeah,
that's like having a stand-up comedian at a strip club.
Right,
Nobody's there for it.
Get the fuck off stage, man.
Get the fuck off. Have you ever done one of those?
What's that?
Stand up at a strip club?
No, never. No.
Oh, I did one in Indiana at fucking, I think it was Polecats. So certain strip clubs have this rule where like if they don't serve alcohol, there has to be 1 hour of entertainment outside of strippers.
That's it.
That's the rule, and that's it. And it's almost like it's a commitment they have to make, and they abide by it. Sometimes it's a DJ, sometimes it's a comedian. I bet they get some weird shit in there. Maybe they get like a magician or a juggler or something. But it has to be 1 hour. So like you go up, it's dog shit money. But like I was 26, 27, and I was like, yeah, I'll hang out at a strip club all night. You're gonna pay me to hang out at a strip club? And the fucking aggressiveness of the crowd when the strippers went away, and you go up, because you don't go up at a different place, you go up where the pole is.
Is there an introduction? Did they
no.
Oh, so you just walk out there?
No, they don't care if you do well.
Oh,
you're just there to fill the hour. So this is something I did like.
Wait, you had to do an hour?
An hour.
Oh my god.
A whole lot. And I was at 27. I was like 2 years in, so I didn't have an hour. So you're just trying to like do crowd work and talk to people and suffer through it.
Yeah.
And they don't care. Like they could give a shit if you stand there and just go, they want their hour filled. They don't want to get their license revoked. And they give you like, I think they give me like $200, which at the time was like,
God,
this is the most money I ever made from comedy.
Are you said like, damn. And like, no, ladies and gentlemen, right now it's time for the comedy hour. Put your hands together for Brett. No, it's just titties and ass. Yeah. And then they stroll off and hey, what's going on?
Motley Crue just stopped playing.
That's fucking nuts.
So, somebody did. It was very nice of them come up with the spray bottle and wipe down the stage. And then I came up. So I didn't have to worry about like slipping on some sort of.
Damn, but that kind of made it like, it's the anticipation fly. Oh, we got another set.
Another stripper.
We got another set coming up.
Oh, yeah. I thought people wanted to fight me afterwards.
I've never been a fan of strip clubs.
Yeah, I wasn't either. Like it's like I kind of is what the point. What's the point? I'll go if like a group of my friends is like we gotta go, and I'm like, all right, well I'm not gonna like go home now.
Yeah.
But I never. It's like you're paying to. What are you paying?
It's the I say it's the worst intersection between a man and a woman.
It really is.
Where a man is using money to appeal to a woman, and a woman is using her body.
To get the money?
To appeal to a man.
Yeah.
Like a man's money. And I remember twice now I've went to a strip club, just with some with some bigger name comedians, and just like sitting there like I'm not throwing money, and just having a conversation with a stripper. But throughout the conversation, I'm like, hey, look, I don't want to take you from making money because I don't have any money. But this is a great conversation, you know. But I please go make your money.
That's crazy because I do the exact same thing. I actually have 2 strippers' numbers in my phone because they want to be on the podcast. They were like, I was talking about the podcast, and I say the same thing too. I'm like, hey, like it's getting busy. If you want to go, go make money. I'm not gonna pay you. And then like they'll keep talking, but like. Then they'll leave and they'll come back an hour later. But like, yeah, you just want to have a conversation.
Wait,
like, how did you get here in life?
Wait, an hour? How long are you just hanging out in the strip club that they can go for an hour and come back?
Dude, when I went with these guys, they stayed there for like 3-4 hours.
God damn.
And they got hammered. And my favorite is when the one friend will just like kind of like start getting sad and be like, I could take you away from this, baby. You don't have to do this shit anymore.
You know what's crazy? I don't know what it was, but the stripper I was talking to, I wanted to help her outside of like
probably a nice person.
I was just like talking. I'm just like, damn. You say your roommate got into you. What? She what?
I remember I went to New Orleans, and we were in New Orleans, and New Orleans is the most fucking wild strip clubs on Bourbon Street. And Bourbon Street's just fucking wild. Like, I actually had a lot of fun, like, just going around on Bourbon Street after the shows, and there was, like, 7 marching bands. You get some jambalaya, you get some beignets, you have a good fucking
Let me ask you,
New Orleans
where
time.
You from?
I'm from the suburbs here.
Oh, you from Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so, like, New Orleans, I don't know anything about, but, like I like good times like that. You go do a show, people want to go out after, you go out with like a couple people from the audience, maybe a couple of the other comics, have fun. And in New Orleans, man, like these people were like flying. New Orleans is such a hub for strippers, I guess.
Yeah.
They would tell me they were flying from like Michigan and Indiana and all these places.
It's like the LA for strippers.
It was like the Vegas for strippers. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like the LA for...
Like, I got to come here to make it.
Kinda. Do you think that like... strippers are like, I got to get to New Orleans or Vegas one day, or I'm not gonna make it.
I'm gonna age out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's like trying to go make country music in Nashville. Like I gotta get to Nashville.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to do comedy, you got to get to LA or New York. Want to be an actor, you got to go to LA. Strippers got to go somewhere.
Damn.
Hookers do too, I guess. You could be a hooker forever in like Hoboken.
You could be a hooker anywhere.
I know, but like,
I mean, if you got a great business model.
What is? I didn't know they had different business models.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like any business can be successful if you have a very good business model.
It's supply and demand, I guess. At the end of the day,
I mean, there's never a shortage of a desire for vagina.
That's true. That's very true. Well.
But I guess Vegas, if you're in Vegas, it's like people that spend money.
That's what you got to go somewhere like that. You got to do something like that.
But the competition, so it's like, what separates me from, right? Because you
could be a big fish in a small pond,
right?
Or you could go to Vegas and just be a fucking at the
tadpole. You're a fucking tadpole, like, man,
in the ocean.
Yeah, that's do
nuts. Frogs live in the ocean? Can we look that up, Corey? Do frogs live in the ocean?
Absolutely not. I feel like they live in ponds and lakes.
I think so too, but I wonder, is there some sort of oceanic frog that exists?
Probably.
See, Nick thinks so. Corey, what? We got the answer. No.
No.
There's no sort of ocean frog.
Huh?
I can't read what that says, but it says no.
AI says no.
AI. That's the other thing. AI has been summing up Google for me.
I like that.
You do. I like it too.
I like it, but also don't like it because AI
There we
can say anything. And we just take it. It's like, hey, this is what we found. We're gonna submit this for you.
Yeah, I went to trivia with my girl, and she really wanted to win, so we cheated. And it was a pretty good prize.
What was the prize?
It was a $100 gift card to Rinaldi's Pizza.
Oh shit! Did y'all win?
Fuck yeah! I was like, we're coming back tomorrow and getting pizza and drinks.
Nobody called y'all on it?
No, we did. We were pretty sneaky about it. But when they threw it, I was like, let's do it correctly.
What was the trivia at?
Where was it at, or what was it on?
Where did y'all take what was the trivia at?
It was at one of the Rinaldi sisters' restaurants.
Oh, one of the Rinaldi's.
It was like a bar trivia.
No, I'm just trying to get you to incriminate yourself on camera. But
yeah. Highline. I cheated at Highline. It was over a year ago, and I spent your money. Good luck prying it from my cold, dead hands. No, but I didn't. Like it's trivia, and like I didn't want to even be there. But like she was getting all excited. She was like, "Oh, we have to do it!" Like women love winning prizes for things, especially for nothing. Like bingo, gives a fuck. The fuck are you gonna win? There's no prize, and I bet you there would be like a line of girls trying to do bingo.
I won $1,800.
That's insane. Doing what?
Bingo.
At bingo?
At bingo.
Were you like visiting a grandparent or something?
No, I was performing on a cruise ship. And
What?
No, I was performing on a cruise ship, and they had crew members. They had like bingo night.
Yeah.
So all the crew members that's not working at that hour, they put their money in. So it was a $5,000 jackpot, and I hit bingo, but it was like 2 other people.
Damn.
So we had to split like the $5,000.
So it was crew bingo.
Yeah.
And everybody puts. How much money did you have to put in?
I just bought tickets. So whatever.
Oh, it's like raffle tickets or
yeah,
something?
whatever people buy for the no, it's cards. So whatever you buy for the cards, all that money is put in.
Oh.
So all these crew members, 1,000 crew members, or however many hundreds of
built
crew
up to $5,000.
It built up to $5,000 because everybody's buying multiple cards.
That's insane.
And
That's the best return I've ever heard from a bingo story.
But you know what's fucked up? What's fucked up is the crew members are on 6-month contracts.
Yeah.
I was literally there for 2 days, and then I get to leave.
Oh,
so
you just were doing stand up for 2 days?
yeah. So on Carnival, you fly onto the ship.
How do you fly onto the ship?
Not fly on, but I'm saying as
you fly into like Barbados.
Right.
And then
Right.
they
So
put
I may
you on the
fly
ship.
to
Okay.
bar. I may leave. I may debark with the ship, and then
Okay.
I'll get off after I finish my shows, and then I'll fly back home. They're there for 6 months, so I'm not only am I flying on, and I'm sitting there with Gucci and shit on, and fucking and they like, oh, they fucking excited and shit, and I yell bingo. I got on sunglasses and shit. I'm like, yo,
I'm out.
they like, motherfucker. But I think the only saving grace was that it was 2 other people that won too, that were like actual crew members.
Yeah.
So like, all right, whoever the fuck, he won.
It kind of spread off you a little bit. You were the only one.
Because if I'd have hit that shit and walked out of there with 5,000, and I'm leaving the next day,
Yeah.
and they giving me $5,000 cash, they like, man, we robbing him. We breaking into.
I would have lied and told them I left in a month, and then we're planning the thing for Friday. And then on Tuesday you're gone.
They'll never see me again.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the best way to do a cruise ship. Because do you like cruises?
Do I like cruises like that? Like this to take a cruise?
Would you go on a cruise as a vacation?
No.
What if it was free?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's free, because I've only ever been on a cruise ship performing. So to me, getting on a cruise ship and actually paying money to be there, it's crazy to me.
It seems insane. I've been on one cruise, and I was in high school, and it was the worst thing ever because you can't really drink. You could sneak a couple beers here and there, but like. I'm like, it's international waters. They're like, no, we can't do it. So you find a cool bartender, but it was like the most. You weren't the right age to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then you look at the people who are enjoying it, and I just had such disdain for everybody. I was like, you fat pieces of shit, just sitting here, going nowhere, drinking.
But you know what?
Listen to the cha-cha slide for the 15th time. It feels like a fucking bad bar mitzvah. Oh, I just could. I don't know.
Is a lot of old people retire and just cruise.
If you're old, I can respect that. But if you're like 29 going on a cruise.
But this is the thing. If you're 29, you do a weekend cruise out of Miami, you're going to have it's a fucking good time.
I would do a weekend, but some of these people do like 12-day cruises. And
Those
shit.
are the older people.
Those are the older people.
Old people, you cruising out of Alaska.
Interesting.
You cruising out of Galveston, Texas, and like fucking. I'm
so specific.
No, that's what I'm saying because I know what they leave out of. Like,
is that where you came out of? Did you go out of Alaska and Galveston?
Yeah, I've left.
You've been to Alaska?
Yeah.
Where did you go to? Where do you go out of? I don't even know where the coast is. I do, but I don't know the towns. So you go to Seattle.
Fly to Seattle.
That's nowhere near Alaska.
No. Where did I get out of? I'm sorry. Damn,
Anchorage? Juneau?
We sail into Juneau.
Okay.
So sometimes I get on boats. Like I'm getting on a boat.
But you were in Alaska.
Sunday, yeah.
Did you like depart and like get to explore?
I'm not an explorer.
Really?
I got there.
Alaska seems like a place you have to at least like walk into a store and see what the people are like.
I've only seen the port in Alaska. Then I go to the airport.
Wow.
Like I've been to fucking Nassau, Iceland.
And you didn't explore
Ireland.
at all?
When I was in Ireland, we hit Iceland. We hit like some different ports.
This is all for cruises?
Yeah.
Wow. I go on Ireland.
Dominican Republic. I've been so many places.
Damn. And this is all from cruises.
Yeah.
You've traveled more internationally from comedy on cruise ships than you have just from like doing comedy in general.
Yeah.
Damn. And I like that you only have to be there for 2 days.
Well, it depends on it. Like I can go for 4 days.
Okay.
The longest I've been was 11 days.
That's a long time.
Right. So after 4 days, I got to come home. I don't care where I'm at.
Oh, so that's your new rule. If I'm gonna do it 4 days.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my max. I mean, like once I can't. I don't like being away from being not home for 4 days.
Okay.
After 4 days, I'm like,
Oh, just in general.
In general,
you want to come back home.
I can be in another state. Me
Oh,
living
really?
me living out of a bag for 4 days and not being home. I just feel like
Yeah.
I gotta get home.
So I guess I'll do the same Thursday to Sunday, but like, I'll stay longer if it's a cool place. Huh. So you're not a vacation guy,
No,
really?
I don't take vacations. No,
What do you do?
I get
Is that because you're just grinding so hard, or just because you get uncomfortable?
I get on cruise ships. Like to me, like my job is a vacation almost.
Kinda.
So I get to travel, and I'm not looking at me performing comedy
Yeah.
as a job.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy doing it, so it's not like, oh man, I need a break from this shit.
Sure.
If I'm fucking Kevin Hart and I'm doing a movie and I'm doing state to state,
295 shows a year,
Right, now-
headlining tour through arenas.
Now it's like I need a break, but like
Yeah.
right now at the place where I'm at, I'm just like,
Yeah, you're just having fun traveling.
so like when people are like, oh, you should go to, I'm like, if I can catch a show there,
Yeah.
if I can do a show there, I don't mind coming.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I guess I have friends who've lived in Seattle for the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
They've been like, come visit. And all my other friends have gone and visited them. And then it wasn't until I booked shows there that I came and visited them. And now I go yearly, and I fucking love it. There's a new club out there called Comedy Bar Seattle.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the Comedy Bar. I think the Comedy Bar here is suing them. So now their name on Instagram is Comedy/Bar. And it even says in their bio, like, just pronounce Comedy Bar, we are being sued.
Nah, it's not the Comedy Bar in Chicago, the Comedy Bar.
It's not that.
No, I got that, but I'm saying it's the Comedy Bar, and they're Comedy Bar.
I know, but they still got mad that the name was too similar.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but it is a really cool club. It's run by like these two comics who opened up a club, and it's a beautiful room, and they're just really nice to people who come through.
Mm-hmm.
It was I booked that one, and I reached out to another one called, I forget what it was called, but he goes, "You are banned for life."
Damn, what you do?
And I said, I've never been there. Why am I banned for life? He goes, "You performed at our neighboring comedy club." I was like, "Oh, fuck you, dude."
I don't.
He had some beef because like they had opened a club 4 blocks from him, like
Uh-huh.
without telling him. Why would you have to tell him?
Mm-hmm.
And then he got so mad, he was like, anybody who performs here, he was banning. So then I asked around, and he did it to everybody, like a bunch of comics who went through there.
This is the thing I never understood about that. As a comedian, all I want to do is perform.
Mm-hmm.
So me performing somewhere is not taken away from your club.
Exactly. Maybe I'll do your club next time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, that's probably good for you that there's another comedy club. It means more people are doing things, and there's the demand and like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a business. That's so stupid. Fuck that guy.
Anybody that ever ate at Burger King, you're banned from McDonald's.
That's exactly what it
You
is.
can't come in here no more.
Is that your move? Do you go to Burger King? Is that like, if you're getting fast food, what are you getting?
Fast food?
You don't do fast food?
Yeah, I do. I'll do.
Why'd you sound so disgusted? You were like,
No, the
fast
way you-
food, Brad?
No. The way you said it was like, is that your move? I thought.
Well, I was disgusted by Burger King.
I thought we were still doing it. I thought we were still in a bit. Like, oh, is that your move?
Oh,
You going to
yeah,
Burger
no,
King?
genuinely
And then-
curious.
And then you asked it, and then I realized in real time, like, oh, that's a question. Do
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Fast? Oh, yeah, I eat fast, but not often. I'll do Taco Bell from time to time. But if I had to choose, I'd take Burger King over McDonald's.
Would you really?
Yeah.
You a Whopper guy?
Yeah.
You ever do the chicken parm there?
No.
I've heard it's
That's-
delicious.
No.
It's not?
Chicken parm. That's the name is too fancy for the place. It's
Yeah,
like-
you can't get Italian food at Burger King.
Burger King was selling hot dogs at one time. Like, no, I'm not getting the.
Did they
fucking
really?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
They had tacos and they had hot dogs.
I
at
remember
one
the tacos. I remember the chicken fry era, and I remember they had something else that was something they shouldn't have had.
time. Nothing worse than the double down at KFC.
Oh no, I haven't been to KFC in a long time. I have to go to a Friendsgiving, and I was thinking about just getting 2 buckets of chicken from KFC. They were like, "Bring something," and I was like, "I don't want to eat your fucking trash food." Like, you know, when you go to certain people's houses and you're like, "I would not eat anything you've ever cooked."
You know what? I don't really don't eat other people's cooking.
You don't?
Like, I eat my mother's cooking, and like if it's not like my mother, like I have my mother, my stepmother, like my mother, my father's house. Like, I'll eat their food, but if I go to other people, I'm just like,
We're talking houses. The restaurants are cool.
yeah, restaurant cool. But
Okay.
like people's house, I wouldn't just show up to somebody's house.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I cooked this. I'd be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not hungry right now.
Unless it's like catered, but I just can't eat other people cooking.
What if they okay? What if you're at somebody's house? You know Professor Pizza? Mm-hmm. Okay, you go to Professor Pizza's house. He goes, "I made some pizza," but he made it at the house.
I mean, he makes pizza everywhere though.
Okay, so that's okay.
That's fine. But
Okay.
but he's a professional pizza maker.
It's a cleanliness thing, right?
It's not necessarily the cleanliness. It's like everybody just doesn't have the same taste like for food.
Yeah. You know the scariest thing I ever saw? I went to somebody's house once. This was like as a kid, and like we went to like the family friends like house. Like we call people you would call like aunt and uncle, but like you weren't related to at all. And like this had gone way back. Like they smuggled the family out of Europe or some shit. You know, like they're your aunts, and you're like, okay, whatever, aunt. And they took the chicken while it was raw, and they washed it in the sink. Which I was like, okay, I get that. Then they rubbed it with soap,
Like
hand soap. They took the hand soap, rubbed it on the chicken, and then washed that off. I was like, that's the most disgusting thing I ever saw.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
we're done here.
I'm
I
fucking
can't.
done.
Yeah. I just got sick. I'm not eating tonight.
No, yeah, you're welcome. DQPC, I think, is my move. Double quarter pounder with cheese at McDonald's.
Okay. I used to love quarter pounders.
Yeah, quarter pounders are good. And then honestly, living in Chicago, I guess Taco Bell. Like, if I've been out drinking, I'm like, I could really. Like, I've never eaten Taco Bell sober. You've ever had Taco Bell sober?
I don't drink.
You don't drink?
So I've only had it so.
That's a crazy move, dude.
But I don't like go crazy. Like I do like the double stack taco. That's it. Like,
Double stack taco.
maybe a chalupa here and there. But like I'm not eating like the experimental shit that they be putting out on
Yeah.
Taco Bell. Nah,
Don't do
always.
it.
No.
It's just in Chicago, I feel like we have like our own fast food that is so much better that I'm so rarely going to McDonald's. There's so many hot dog places I would rather go to. Or what is your favorite Chicago food spot?
Favorite Chicago food spot. I love Giordano's pizza.
Giordano's?
I love
The
Giordano's.
deep dish or the thin crust?
Just the thin crust pizza.
I've never even had the thin crust there.
Man, I love that's just
That's
like
probably
my-
a thing nobody thinks to ever order. You might be
Giordano's?
the only one.
Man.
Not Giordano's, but the thin crust of Giordano's. Yeah.
Man, I love that pizza more than anything.
All right, I got to try it.
That and home run in pizza. Those are like my two
I
favorite.
fucking love home run and pizza.
The original one in Petrosky
Yeah.
Park. We used to go there when I was a kid, and it was like, I remember one time just eating pizza like I was at a fucking all you can eat, but like I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like damn, he really putting that pizza down.
Yeah. Home Run Inn is good. The fucking brick and mortars are good. It's also the only frozen pizza I'll fuck with.
Oh yeah, I think it's the best.
It is by far the best. There's something about the cheese that's just so delicious. All right, so for you, it's Giordano's. That's your spot. Are you like a hot dog guy or a beef guy or anything
Italian
like
beef,
that?
I love Italian beef.
Where's your spot? Where do you go to? You don't give a shit. It's just beef.
Like I like every once in a while I do the Portillo's Italian beef on a croissant.
Yeah,
I do
That
that.
is good. Do you get it dipped?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course. You
yeah,
have
that's
to.
the best fucking thing.
You have
yeah.
to. You gotta-
People who don't get it dipped are just pussies, and you got to dip the beef. You don't get it dipped, Nick? You like it dry? You're a dry guy?
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy. You like the so you get the au jus on the side. I'm okay with that.
That's a French dip.
That's a French dip. That's right.
That's what I remember. I said it's like Italian beef. It's like a French dip. I said no, it's not a French dip.
It's a French dip when you get the au jus on the side.
Man, I took a chick to first time she wasn't from Chicago, and we went to Portillo's downtown, and she put ketchup on her beef. I was fucking disgusted.
That is disgusting. Did
I'm
you
just-
stop her? Did you say we
I
don't
just
do that?
I was like, hey, we don't. She was like, and she fucking ketchup. I was like, this shit is over.
Oh no, I would tell people we don't do that. I'm really adamant about people take one bite the way it's done here. Like they have a Seattle hot dog I tried with that. It's like cream cheese and like peppers on it. That was pretty good.
Cream cheese, okay.
And they were like, "How do you want it?" I was like, "I want it the way you make it." When I go to New York and I get like, they're like, "How do you want this sandwich?" I'm like, "However you make it."
Yeah.
And if I don't like it, then I just won't get it again. I'm not gonna alter it. But you got to try it the way it is.
Right.
A Chicago style hot dog, you got to eat one bite like it is.
Yeah.
And then fucking, you don't like it, move on. But it's delicious the way it is.
Right.
I have a move at when I go to games, I get 2 hot dogs. And you got to get the hot dog at the game that is in the warmer that's just wrapped in foil. You know the hot dogs I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vienna beef hot dog just tightly wrapped in foil. You get 2 of them. One, you load up with mustard and relish and enjoy at a leisurely pace. The second one, plain, and you eat it as fast as you can. There's something about
A
it.
plain hot dog?
I don't know what happens to the sugars in it or the chemistry when you don't put anything on the hot dog. The minute it like hits your teeth, you're like, this is just delicious.
Oh, plain hot, man, that shit sound like a serial killer
It
meal.
sounds crazy, but you enjoy your first hot dog. You enjoy your first one, and the second one you just do plain.
It's like eating a bowl of cereal with no milk.
No, that's crazy.
Exactly. That's what it sounds like to me. Like you just eat Captain Crunch and just dry. Like a plain hot dog. Shit.
So you kind of answered it earlier. I'm curious. You kind of said I don't need a break from comedy because like what you're doing, you're like you feel like every road gig is a vacation, kind of. But like, what keeps you motivated? Like, because I'm sure there's times when like you're like, oh fuck this.
Oh no, I definitely get into like periods of time where I'm like on stage and I'm just like not motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just I don't know. As I've evolved as a comedian, when I'm on stage, it's just like a level of freedom that you just don't have
For sure.
in regular life. Where I'm like, I can go on stage and I'm right. Even if you don't agree with me, like I'm right.
Yeah, I got the microphone. I'm right.
And it's not even that. It's like
that's what it sounds like.
No, but I'm
wait.
saying,
I asked you. That was you. That was your first response.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm saying in the sense of like we're all right.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel.
No,
whatever
not everybody's right all the time.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
We're all right in our mind. Right? So whatever you feel, your feelings, you're right for your feelings. This is how I feel. I might not agree with it, and a majority of people might not.
Did you go to couples therapy?
No. This is
like...
because I wrote a show about me being a comedian, and it's like I'm on like when I'm on stage we're right. Whatever you say on stage, even if somebody calls bullshit, it's just like But
are you saying that because you feel that way, you're validated in being right?
Not necessarily valid, but like I can say something, and people might, but like, they're like, okay, well, I'll hear you out because because on stage I'm right, but in regular life I can have that same conversation and people will try to argue with me.
Yeah.
Whereas on the stage in comedy, it's just like, oh shit, let me hear you. Let me hear you. Because it's like my right is my premise.
Yeah.
Right? But in real life, if I just say that shit, you just like, no.
Well, yeah, because the premise is like, okay, let's see where this joke goes, or let's see where he's going with it. And you make them laugh along the way, they're not going to tend to disagree with you or care that much.
Right.
Interesting.
So that's what I enjoy about like that's the thing. And then,
that's what keeps you going?
That and also like
being right.
No, yeah, I'm right. See, like
no one's gonna tell me not to play video games. Tell me I'm wrong.
But even right now, I said I was right, and you wanted to debate me.
I was just, I was genuinely curious.
He was like, no, that doesn't work like that. He's like, if we had a platform a little bit higher, you'd be like,
yeah. If we get a boxing ring in here, dude. My last podcast, I was at a boxing ring, and I met the guy because he invited me to an underground boxing match. And I've never been invited to that before, and I have to go. Like I might die. I was kind of nervous before I went because I parked the car and I went up and it was this like warehouse that had those like chain gates they put in front of like weird businesses. You don't know what they do. Yeah, it had a lock to one of those, and I was like, am I at the right address? He goes, yeah. I was like, well, the door's locked, and he goes, oh, we have to come get you. And I was like, I got kind of nervous, I was like, they're gonna fucking rob me or murder me. This is a setup.
This is an underground boxing match.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I sent my location to my sister. I was like, just if you don't hear from me in like 4 hours, tell somebody. That's all I said. Just tell somebody. And she was like, where are you going? I was like, underground boxing match. Don't worry about it. And then I put my phone on side, put it in my pocket, forgot. And then I go inside. He lets me in. Legit underground boxing setup. There's a bar, there's a ring, there's like 200 people in like weird outfits. Like do you remember Don King?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so imagine Don King, but on a level that's
I remember
like
Don King, only the greatest promoter of all time, the most recognizable promoter in the history
Can
of
we
promoters.
pull up a picture of Don King, Corey, real quick? The craziest one you could find. I want you to imagine Don King, but like at a level. Yeah, there we go. Find one from when he was young. I like that one, behind Mike Tyson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That
Only
guy.
in America.
Imagine this guy dressed the same eccentric kind of hair, but like at an amateur level that he's hoping one of these guys will promote him to that sort of fame and status. So there's like people in like just the craziest outfits, like wearing bear skins and shit, and like weird like suits that look like they're from the 80s, just doing lines of coke on the tables and shit. And I'm like, where am I? And then they had promoter girls walking around with bottle service and like the round cards. Watched what I assume was children fighting each other.
Children.
Yeah, well, we started with kids and worked our way to adults. So at first it was like a bunch of 13-year-olds, and like they were legit like boxing school people. Like they showed up with like their trainers and stuff. They had like headgear on. And then they started mismatching them like against their weight classes. So I'm watching like these 13-year-olds get the shit kicked out of them. And I was like, this feels really wrong. And then it got to the adults, and then they were just, it didn't feel like boxing. It felt like they were like airing grievances. What's that shit on YouTube that I watch all the time? Where they fight out like street beefs. You ever watch street beefs?
No.
Okay.
Shit. That's what I call my penis, street beef. I didn't know that's the thing. Street beef.
Yes, it's called street beefs, and it's like they take people who actually have like actual like grievances with each other, and they get to fight it out in a ring.
Okay.
So you'll get like these. There's no weight classes. One guy's in like a fucking wife beater. The other guy is like wearing like shorts that are way too big on him, and he has to pull them up the whole time.
But he's just like, I don't like this dude.
Yeah, I don't
And they're
like this
"Fuck it,
dude.
let's fight it
This
out."
guy stole my girlfriend. This guy's bushes are encroaching on my lawn, and the police won't do anything. You know, like just weird shit. And then
Okay.
they fight it out UFC style.
Oh shit! I thought this was boxing, so it ain't no headgear.
No, they
It's
fucking. They're, you watch people. I assume some of these people are dead. Like it's wild. But I felt like I was watching street beefs. So they're going at it, and then a guy comes up to me after coked out of his mind, and he goes, "Do you want to do a podcast here?" And in my head, I'm going, "No," but then I'm looking around at the ring and the bar and how cool it would look on camera, and I was like, "Oh, we could think about it. I'll think about it." And I started doing. I did it twice. And he invited me upstairs to smoke a joint after the podcast. This is the guy who ran it and like his two producers. We get up there. There's like random like Bowie knives, you know, like those big fucking like cocaine dealer knives all over. There's mattresses. There's condoms just like randomly spread out. I was like, this is a fucking weird place. There's a money counting machine. I was like,
weird is the understatement.
yeah, I was like, this guy's just like has a cocaine den, and I'm gonna get robbed here. So the next week, I was a little nervous to go. I was like, but like let's do
He
it.
was like, this is terrible. So when I went back the following week,
But it looked so good on camera.
Yeah.
So I was running late because traffic was bad, and I get a call from the producer. He goes, "Hey, don't come." And I go, "What happened?" He goes, "We just got robbed at gunpoint." I said, "What?" Somebody went in there. I guess he was selling a lot of cocaine out of the place.
Yeah.
Somebody went in there, robbed the place, and like held them all up at gunpoint and left. And I was like, okay. And yeah, obviously that was the end of that.
God damn. I thought you about to say they got raided or something like that. Like,
Oh,
the
no.
feds or some shit was in there.
No, that was actually my big fear that you just don't want to be in that place where that happens. I'm just here filming a pod. They don't give a fuck.
Like, podcast my ass.
Exactly.
Damn. You found yourself in some very interesting scenarios.
Yeah, I like to do things because I think sometimes it'll be fun or be a good story. I think that's a big motivator for why I do a lot of things.
I wish I had that freedom, man.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I
Why,
don't.
what stops you?
I'm black. If some shit go down, I'm gonna die or I'm going to jail. Those are the only two options.
Yeah.
I'm dead or I'm going to jail. Like, he was where? He did what? Oh, what the fuck was he doing there? I feel like you could just float out of like, oh man, it was crazy. Damn, man.
Yeah, I just missed it though, so I got lucky on that one. I'm trying to chill on that a little bit. So wait, so going back, I don't know how we got on this topic, but going back to motivation. So you feel like you feel like you're right on stage. You feel like, well, that's belittling what you said. You feel like you have a point of view on stage that gets to be heard, and that's in a sense like empowering and motivates you to keep going. Because when you're on stage and you have the microphone, it's your show.
I mean, it's not, I won't say that that's the motivating factor. That's
Yeah. So
something.
what motivates you? I mean, I know that's the fun part.
Yeah. So what motivates me is, man, I'm an artist. Like I'm a consummate artist at heart. So
Okay.
like taking chances on stage, like I'm playing the piano on stage.
Yeah.
Some shit I've never done in my life. And,
Sure.
And then even like I start producing like I don't want to call them specials, but I just call them the category I put them into is live and unrehearsed. Where I go on stage. I've done 2 so far in the last 2 months. Well, actually, I shot the last one in July. It came out September 1st, and I did another one October 1st.
And what are these?
These are just sets. These like just half-hour themed sets. So
Okay.
the first one was called With All Due Disrespect.
Okay.
And I wrote all the material the night before, like kind of like the day of, night before.
Oh, so okay, go on.
And then the second one I did was called "We Need to Talk," and it was just about relationships, like how we like how our introduction to relationships, the relationships in our lives, our personal relationships,
Yeah.
like just men and women. It's just like I set a theme, and then I'm just gonna do like an hour on that.
So same thing. You decided the theme and you wrote it a day before.
Yeah.
So the idea is it's not material you've worked through. You're just gonna fucking stream of consciousness it. Maybe have a couple things you're gonna go into, but like.
Mm-hmm. So I like the first one I used no cards, and I kind of wrote like a prompt down.
Yeah.
To set me up, and you can see that on the first one. The second one was like I tried to write it, and I ended up just going on stage and just fucking.
You were just feeling it, and you just said, I'm gonna run with it, and if I need to, they're there. But you never went back to them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How did they turn out?
They turned out great.
Yeah.
And I mean, the first one I shot at Zany's Chicago, and the second one was in Rosemont. And I'm doing another one the 11th in back in Chicago. But it turned out good because I wanted to challenge myself creatively, where it's like,
Okay.
we can rehearse things over and over till it's like it's perfect, or the other side of that is like I listened to, like I listened to Richard Pryor. It was like I know some of this shit he's never said in his life.
Yeah.
But in this moment right now, it came out just right and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So like I put myself in a space where it's like I just need to have a strong opinion on things.
Yeah.
And I need to think outside of like, oh, what's the setup, what's the punchline? It's like, nah, I want to be able to say profound shit, you know, just on you know, subject matters and life experience, and have people walk away and be like, damn, that was very thoughtful. And
Yeah.
versus like making a crowd laugh hard for 45 minutes is the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you hitting them, but to have a crowd sitting there like listening to you and just being like, damn, like
Yeah.
like like when Chappelle goes into like those like stories where he's
Yes.
he's an amazing orator, and he'll go into these stories and you'll forget you're watching a comedy show.
Yes.
Because the way he's putting the inflection on his voice and the way he's explaining something, you like, damn, I really feel this.
Yes.
And then he'll hit you with a punchline and you be like, oh shit.
That's what makes it great about him, is that he'll go into this really deep shit,
Mm-hmm.
and has a valid point of view,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh damn, this is really, like you said, profound.
Yeah.
But then he's so good, you don't even see him going back into it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he hits you with a punchline, and then you forget that was 8 minutes. You didn't laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I see people try to do it. I featured for a guy who tried to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and he would talk about suicide and all this shit, and try and go back into it. And I'm watching him do it, and he would say things like, oh, these people don't get me, like all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm going, you just talked about some like deep shit
Yeah.
that probably made some people a little uncomfortable, which I get is the point.
Yeah.
But then to go back and do a joke, if it's not that funny, you're gonna fucking just be the weird guy.
It's like they almost disgusted with you. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah,
Like,
kind of like at this time we were just talking about this, and now you're gonna bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a cool skill to have, and it's also a cool. It's a cool way to do comedy too, because it creates the live comedy aspect within a special too,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it is basically an improvised special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, it is, and I feel like what I'm enjoying about it most is that I'm stretching myself as a comedian. I'm not chasing laughter.
Yeah.
And shit, if I die tomorrow, you can go back and watch it and be like, oh shit, he actually said something. He said
Yeah.
something about something. So this next one, the working title right now is "Fuck Your Pronouns,"
Okay.
and it's about being yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the thing for this next one.
Because you hate people with pronouns
No,
other than he, she.
no.
And we've talked about this before.
I'm about to get canceled before I even record it.
Are you doing them all at Zany's?
As of like, yeah, I've been able to like get the space. So yeah.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, it's called "Fuck Your Pronouns."
Yeah.
What is your point of view here?
My point of view is, so when I say being yourself, we oftentimes we respect people who are themselves authentically,
Yes.
and regardless of what they call themselves. Like, I don't know what RuPaul pronouns is, but I know RuPaul.
Yeah.
Because RuPaul is RuPaul, and it has absolutely nothing to do with me accepting RuPaul or any. Are you see what I'm saying? So it's like
100%.
so the point of this special is me saying, fuck your pronouns, live and walk in who you are, and people will respect you as that.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, so that's I just want to like talk about like in my life, like the people that I looked up to,
Yeah.
and then the experiences of like as I go through my life, figuring out, oh shit, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like if you're fortunate, you know who you are, and you can live in that, or you're in a space of trying to impress people, or pretending, or fitting in,
or be defensive about who you are. Like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're explaining me. Like, you know, just I get that. Like, be who you are. Like, we accept people who make a space for themselves and then make it known how they want to be respected too.
But also some people just exude, or you are like if
they got that star power.
Not even that. Like I'm saying, like if you are you, nobody has to question it, and you don't have to explain yourself.
You're saying by being authentic, you automatically respect that person.
If you walk in this room, I don't give a fuck how wild or how whatever. If that's who you are, and I can sense that you're not pretending, I'm going to respect you just off that. I don't need to know.
Doesn't mean you're gonna like them, and you're gonna respect them and respect who they
because
are.
Because that's who they are. Because they're living in that space and not being like, hey, can you call me this? Can you treat me like this? Hey, I don't like. It's like, just be who you are.
Yeah.
Like stop trying to
force it upon me.
Right. Don't program me.
Figure it out.
Don't program me to deal with you. Just be who you are, and then I'll see and be like, hey, I might not like it, I might not agree with it, but I respect it because that's who they are when they wake up and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's not about me remembering what your pronouns are.
Yeah, and I think that even goes back to what we started talking about at the beginning, just like being authentic and not fucking dealing with like social media, right? Like you want to be authentic to who you are, and you don't want to make all this clickbait shit, right?
Right.
Because I think there's just so much of that, and you become inauthentic, and I think that creates a space where people aren't like themselves,
right?
Because you try and like fit into like all these things. Oh, I want to be an influencer. Oh, I want to be this. Oh, I want to be a fucking OnlyFans model, right? And why are there so many goddamn OnlyFans models?
I don't even.
And why? I think model is such an overused term.
I feel like comedian is right behind it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But like OnlyFans model, it's like I think some of them should get to be models. The rest are just OnlyFans people trying to be models.
You're an OnlyFans person.
You're an OnlyFans person, and you have to reach the status of model.
And there's no HR department for comedian. If anybody, I could put comedian in my name. Yeah. I could put it in my bio. I'm a comedian. Yeah. And nobody can challenge it.
But I feel like nobody could challenge it. But I know you have seen people too, and I definitely have, where you look at them and they're like comedian, and then you look at it and you go, no, you're a guy who just says stuff on the internet. I mean, you're not doing a show. Do you consider that a comedian? I
feel like comedian has been bastardized, and you can say I'm an internet.
Bastardized? Are you a purist?
That's what I'm saying. It's the same way somebody could just be like, I'm a photographer because I bought a camera and I take pictures.
Yeah.
So I mean, now
it becomes an identity,
right? So I can make a profile that says Calvin Photography, and I just post my pictures like, oh yeah, I'm a photographer. I have a camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's with social media, we've been allowed to create storefronts for who we want to present ourselves as.
Yeah.
And who can refute it unless they pay you and tell you did a shit job.
That's very true. I feel like, I don't know if you agree with this, but like, especially with TikTok. Are you ever on TikTok?
Very rarely.
Yeah. From what I've seen from TikTok when I've been on it, I feel like it's created, I think TikTok is designed for people in middle school. Like the 6th to 8th grade boy and girl. And it's created such a widespread audience for that adults have started thinking, how can I monetize this? And then that led from adults monetizing their content for 6th and 8th graders to be like, oh, this is what you have to do now to get popular on TikTok. And it's created a whole world of people who are acting like a bunch of fucking idiots on TikTok. Like the what are they, like the prank videos, the dancing. To be a fucking grown man and do a TikTok dance to a song and be like, hey, did you guys like that? Like, fuck you.
Oh, man.
And to your point, maybe if you were authentic in it, and I was like, this guy's kind of a good dancer. You know what? He doesn't give a fuck what I think. I might be like, well, this one's okay, or this guy's all right.
Right. He doing his thing. Like, he believes in it, even though it's not good. But he doing his thing. But
you got to believe in it.
But if you just doing it, like, what did y'all think?
Yeah. Hey, what did you all think? Can I have 3 million likes and buy a house in the Hamptons now?
I hate about social media is that regular, average, everyday people are wasting their time trying to be more than what they are on social media. Like if I see another
They're trying
video,
to reverse it, not be cool in life, but be cool online.
not even that. You're like, I performed at State Farm Arena at the University of Illinois a couple years ago, and I told them, I said, hey, everybody in here is not going to make it.
Yeah.
Some of y'all not going to graduate. Some of y'all going to work at McDonald's, and that's perfectly fine. Because
You were performing or giving like a graduation speech?
No, I was performing. I was getting off stage.
Okay.
Because it took me 5 years to graduate. I was kicked out of school. I got back in. But I'm
Sure.
saying, but to y'all, I know y'all live in an era of you get to watch social media and you get to put yourself into a world where I'm a entertainer, I'm a whatever. Like you can try your hand at it on a very low level. We need people to work at McDonald's. We need people to deliver the mail. So social media.
Some of you,
no.
Some of you are dumb, and you'll find your place.
No, but I feel like some people waste their time, because I've met people that be like, yeah, I'm trying to get my YouTube subscribers up. I'm like, so what do you do? Oh, like I'm an influencer. You're not an influencer if you're not influencing shit.
Yeah.
You're just going on. You're like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I get it, but I feel like so many people, you will be a fucking amazing assistant manager at fucking Best Buy.
Yeah.
You could be a great regional manager, but you fucking you're trying to get them. You're trying to get 1,000. You're busting your ass to get 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
And this is going nowhere. It's a waste of your time.
Yeah, your time is better spent.
Right.
Getting a part-time job at Best Buy, working up through the circuit. They promote from within.
And then taking care of your family.
Yeah.
And living a nice life.
Yeah.
Get buying a house and living a nice life. Fuck.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for the people that truly are in it and like will sacrifice and be it, that's for them.
Yeah.
But for the person that's like, all right, I'm gonna buy a camera and a ring light.
Yeah.
And I'm about to. You wasted 2 years of your life. Nobody watched.
I
None of
agree.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like.
It's douchey, and you're right. It creates a space for people to have like a profession outside of actually having a profession. Like it also created a space for everybody to have an opinion. I don't think everybody should have an opinion.
No.
On certain things, maybe. Oh, you eat a lot of hot dogs. That's great. What's your favorite hot dog? I don't give a fuck what you think about like foreign affairs. You know,
Right.
Not everybody gets an opinion.
Yeah. But social media opened it up. It opened it up to everybody. So I'm just sick of scrolling and being like, hey guys, so I went to Target today.
Oh,
and,
it's nauseating.
And he'd be like, like, you ain't got nothing better to do with your time?
Yeah. Tell us about the inconvenience you had at Target because they ran out of your fucking face lotion.
Story time.
But you know what? There is an audience for it, and that's the hard part.
And what I don't think people realize is that you're creating, like, social media has taken the place of television in some instances, because
We get a lot of instances.
So we spend more time like doing this, and you're not even getting paid for it, but social media is using your shit
to get paid.
And like, you fit into this algorithm. This person will watch that video. So social media is getting paid. They're making money off you, and you're not even monetized. You're not popular enough or getting enough views to monetize off it, but you're still just giving it away.
You're feeding into the algorithm.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, those fuckers. Those fuckers.
But also, to you asked me about motivation. I'm no.
This seems like a topic you like to dodge a little bit. We went a lot of places.
But I'm motivated by. I told you I'm a like consummate artist, so I always want to like try things. But I'm also motivated by other art, like things that I see people doing, like dope shit. So, like when I saw like Josh Johnson doing what he was doing. Like, so I thought that was cool.
Did you start with Josh?
I don't know if we started. We was in Chicago.
But you were in Chicago at the same time?
Like them early.
He moved right when I
2010s.
started. I saw him for like the first year I was doing open mics and shit. Mm-hmm. And then he left. And then I didn't hear from him for a while, and now he's fucking crushing it.
Yeah. So like when I see stuff like Josh Johnson, like he's not. I've never seen him be anything more than who he is.
Yeah.
Like he didn't go to New York and change. He's just like a very like soft spoken, intelligent.
Yep.
Like, you know, he's just him. And I went and saw him at Zany's 2 years ago. He came a headline. I just like watched him, and I was like, man, I see where he grew at. Mm-hmm. And it was like in a very like good way. And I just congratulated him on that, and man, wish him the best. And since then, I think he was like writing for the Daily Show.
He's on the Daily Show.
He's on the Daily Show.
What do you call it? Not a contributor.
Correspondent.
Correspondent.
Right. So like just stuff like that where I'm just like, man, it's like that's dope shit. And that inspires me to like, man, just keep doing shit in your own lane.
All right, we're gonna do a couple rapid fire questions and then we'll wrap it up. What keeps you positive?
My parents.
Your parents.
Mm-hmm.
They ground you.
Yeah. And when I say like I grew up watching my parents go to work every day.
Yeah.
And just being like, man, I love what I love that I get to do this and make a living. So and I'm able to like help them out when I can or however I can. So that's I do things so I can make my parents proud.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food, chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Is it like a way it's prepared?
Man, just any form.
Any form of chicken?
Chicken chow mein, fried chicken.
Chow mein. That was not what I was expecting to lead with, but okay.
No, I love chicken
chow mein is that's a specific prepared kind of chicken.
Yeah, it's a restaurant in LA I used to go to. They got some good chicken chow mein.
You don't want to fuck it up for you?
Huh?
You don't want to make the line too long?
What you mean?
What's the restaurant?
I don't even know. I just know how to get there.
You know how to get there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the best kind of restaurant. The best kind of restaurants don't have a name or they're called restaurant or some shit. Like my favorite taco spots, there's 30 taco places called taco burrito, taco burrito king, and they're all so like the ones you know are fucking great. Mm-hmm. All right, what's the biggest thing you think you've overcome in comedy?
The fear of being vulnerable on stage.
Okay. What makes you happy?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
But short answer, playing the piano.
Playing the piano right now?
Yeah.
So like some sort of artistic expression that you like to do, something like that.
It was something I always wanted to do, and now that I could sit down at the piano and I could play for 2 hours.
What do you think your greatest accomplishment is in life?
My greatest accomplishment
to date.
My greatest accomplishment in my life has been that everything up until like 98% of everything I put my mind to, I achieved.
Okay. Do you think of yourself as a spiritual person?
No.
No. Do you think of yourself as together?
I believe I'm together.
You think you because you seem together, but sometimes people are like, I don't know what the fuck's going on up here.
No, I'm very I'm not gonna say calculated, but I think things through before I do.
Okay. And what's the biggest goal you have for yourself?
Biggest goal I have for myself. Shit. I want to be the greatest comedian of all time.
Hell yeah. All right, what do you got going on? What's
Let me retract that.
Yeah, please.
I want to be the greatest entertainer of all time. I don't want to be just
I like that you made the distinction because people get really into the art form of stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. And like if you look back at it, it goes back to like vaudeville days, and they had to fill the time between acts, and they'd have a comic come out and do one-liners, and then he would go and do other gigs, and it built into this big thing. And like you have like old school guys like Henny Youngman and like building into like Red Fox and Pryor, and these people like figured it out, and then it became stand-up comedy. Now there's all these rules, but at the end of the day, it was just filling an entertainment slot by being funny.
Right.
But you're right. It's just an entertainer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I like that you made the distinction. All right, what do you got going on? Anything big coming up?
Just this next taping. Like I said, working title, Fuck Your Pronouns.
When is it?
I'll be taping at Zany Chicago December 11th.
December 11th. And when does it come out?
Probably January 1st.
January 1st. Fuck yeah.
Start the year off with a bang.
Hell yeah. January 1st, New Year's Day. All right. Well, thank you, Calvin. It's been fun.
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course, anytime.